Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to check the video out. Much appreciated. And if you guys saw the video I did yesterday, I was talking about basically just avoiding the pitfalls of getting sucked into advertising around bait casting reels, and I sort of gave you guys sort of my opinion on just the what you need as far as for a good bait casting reel and a good value. And I sort of want to do a couple different tips around reels the next day or so. And today what I want to do is I want to give you guys a tutorial on how to correctly oil your bait casting reels, because it makes a big difference on performance and casting distance and all that type of stuff. But anyway, before we get started, just a couple quick housekeeping tips. Just wanted to remind everybody, if you guys hadn't had a chance, go check out fishthemoment.com. Our lake map breakdowns. We've been working a lot on the summer lake map breakdowns as well as the personal lake map breakdowns. So if you guys have a lake that you want to find out more about, you don't know much about it, or if you do know about it and want some good foundational tips and a great map to go by, just check them out on fishthemoment.com. And just again, my weekly reminder that I just wanted to let everybody know on my channel, Intuitive Angling, that I began offering memberships to the channel. And for a couple different deals, like we have some memberships that start at $4.99 a month, and you got a couple different options, and with that you get additional commercial free videos that aren't seen by the regular viewers, as well as some of them have access to my personal email address for your own personal fishing questions. So it's a great way to support the channel. If you guys want to do that, you can check it out by going to the About section of my YouTube channel and click on Intuitive Membership. So, okay, enough of that. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what I do on my reels to oil them up, keep them working good. And when you buy a new reel, it's from the factory they're ready lubed. You don't have to do anything, but depending upon how much you use the reel, like in my situation, I like to oil mine about every 2 months or so. Sometimes more, if I'm using it a lot. It really makes a big difference on the longevity of your reel and also the performance of it. So I'm going to show you guys what I do on mine. Again, this is the one I use. This is the Lew's BB1 speed spool. It doesn't matter the reel you're using. You can use it whatever one that you like. One thing I have found that works pretty good is this Lucas Oil fishing reel stuff. Works pretty good. I just buy this stuff like everybody else, so this isn't any type of an endorsement, but I found that it works pretty good. But what I do on start on mine is, first of all, I'll give you a tip. When you're oiling your reels, it helps if you take the line off it, because it just makes it a lot easier to work with and all that type of stuff. First thing I do is I start out on the reel handles. The reel handles will they spin there, they'll get a little squeaky. So I'll put a little, lube right there on the handles and spin them. That's a good idea to do that. Next thing I do is I want to lubricate the push button on there, and this is really good because the push button gets used a lot on the reel. So I want to make sure that this thing is really lubed up where it releases firmly, and that makes a big difference, because this thing gets, like I said, it gets more use than about any part of the reel, depending upon how much you cast. But having that really lubed up and good is going to help that. The next thing I do is I go in to the I don't even know what that little piece right here is called. See this little metal piece, like gears in here? I guess that's just gears. What I do is I go in here with, if I can show you guys. Yeah, I just go in there into these gears, and I place a little bit of oil right there, just along the whole length of it. And once I do that, I'll reel it back and forth a couple times. Just makes it real nice and smooth. And then finally what I do is I'm going to take the side of the reel off, and I'm going to lubricate the spool. So I'm going to take this off. I'll show you the 3 different parts that I lube in here. First thing I want to do is see the internal back in there, the little hole back in there. Whoops, lost my reel there. The little hole back there, I'm going to put just a dab of oil in that, in there like that. Next thing I'm going to do is on the cover, see the magnetic hole where the spindle goes here. I'm going to put just one little dab in the hole there. You don't want to use too much, it didn't take too much of that. And then finally what I do is I oil the spindle both too. Just put a little dab of oil on both sides of it here, like that. Next I'll put it back together in there. Put my cover back on it. And I'm good to go. So that's pretty simple right there. It's just a couple different steps. Most all the reels that you have out there are pretty much set up the same. So those are the key points that you want to lubricate. But the big thing is, like I said, having that spindle inside lubricated, because that probably uses more oil than any part of the reel aside from the push button right there. I always want to keep that push button lubricated really good, and the spindle there. This particular gear right here, you don't notice it much, but it all, trying to get an angle, yeah, but it always, this part right here, but it always needs some. And then of course your reel handles are usually last like that. So anyway, that's my reel maintenance tip, or reel oil tip like that. It's sort of a deal that, you know, a lot of people, you know, they sort of get intimidated by oil in a reel, and it's a pretty simple thing, because any reel that you buy, you're going to have instructions on how to take it apart. Every one of them is a little bit different, so it's sort of just getting, you know, familiar with how your reel's set up. So that's my tips for bait casting reels, how to oil them. Later on, I'm going to give you guys the tips on how to oil spinning reels, because they're a little bit different. And if you do that, I just think your reels are going to perform better. You're going to cast farther. It's just going to allow your reels to last a lot longer and protect that investment. So anyway, guys, thanks for checking in again. Please subscribe to that channel if you haven't. Still half you guys out there that are watching these videos are not subscribed. If you want to support the channel, help my family out here a little bit, that'd be a good way to do it, is to hit that subscribe button, and we'll be back soon with another one. See y'all.